Labour's anti-Semitism crisis burst into the open in April 2016 with a row in Westminster.
A Nazi apologist. A Nazi apologist. You're a disgusting Nazi apologist, Livingstone.
The former mayor of London, Ken Livingstone, has a history of false claims that Jews were in cahoots with Nazis in establishing Israel.
Let's remember, when Hitler won his election in 1932, his policy then was that Jews should be moved to Israel.
So you had, right up until the start of the Second World War, real collaboration, and everyone who studied history just knows this is true.
In fact, what historians know is that this is a gross misreading of history, one that's deeply offensive to Jews. South Side were the disputes team who police the party's rulebook. Mike Crichton was in overall charge.
People were going ballistic all over the place about what Ken had said, because it's a repeat offender, really.
What do you mean a repeat offender? What do you mean by that?
Well, it's not the first time that he'd been called out.
Kat Buckingham was the disputes team's chief investigator. She had to respond to what Mr. Livingstone, one of Mr. Corbyn's closest colleagues, had said.
I had prepared a suspension letter and was sitting waiting to get it sent, to get it signed off and to get it sent. As the hours went by, just still didn't get the go, didn't get the sign off, and I couldn't understand why. It seemed obvious to me that this would be what we would be doing.
In Mr. Corbyn's office, we've been told, some staff grinned as they watched news of what Ken Livingstone had said. Most thought his comments not that bad. We've also been told a key Corbyn advisor was heard referring to a Jewish conspiracy behind the growing demands for Mr. Livingstone's suspension.
The Labour Party say this account is completely false.
You know nothing about it. You know nothing about what Hitler did in 1930.
Labour MP John Mann laid into Ken Livingstone for his crank history. It was the first of Labour's many public car crashes over anti-Semitism.
You've lost it, mate. You need help.
Mr. Livingstone was invited to attend a formal interview with the disputes team at Party HQ.
Did you get the sense he was taking it seriously?
Not at all. He signed the sign-in book at the party as visiting the torture chamber. He had the opportunity to express regret should he have felt regret.
Did he?
No, he was extremely careful to not apologise for any of the statements that he had repeatedly made.
A year later, Ken Livingstone was brought before Labour's highest disciplinary body, the National Constitutional Committee, or NCC. The charge, bringing the party into disrepute. By then, there was a new chief investigator, Sam Matthews. He saw the Livingstone case as a litmus test.
Ken Livingstone was given a 2-year suspension by the NCC. Did you think that was a fitting penalty for what he'd said?
No, not at all.
Why?
What the NCC did in finding the charges proven, but giving a but giving a 2-year suspension was essentially saying, yes, we acknowledge that what you've said is anti-Semitic, we just don't care that much. You can be back in within 2 years. That's an outrage. That's not zero tolerance. It's not even close to zero tolerance. These views have absolutely no place in the Labour Party, whoever says them.